Hello everyone and welcome back to yet another episode of The Unathletic. We are three very unathletic men over here.
I don't want to give the hosting to Amari.
He always is very, we are unathletic.
Okay, we are unathletic men and we are going to dissect the most elite of the elite today because we are going to be making our all-time Premier League 11. Okay, not all-time. We'll get to some rules. But we're going to be making our best Premier League 11. We have the board right here. We're going to write down... after deciding who we think is the best 11. Just some ground rules before we get started. We are taking players who have played a little bit after 2006 because that's when we started watching football. So they could have played in their prime before that, but they would have to have played a match after 2006. We don't know what players in the 1980s early 1990s looked like, so we're just not going to go there.
1992 onwards,
Yeah, 92 onwards.
Yeah, 92 onwards, yeah. And another rule is that we only decide the best 11 each position after discussion. So each of us have to come up with two players for one position, and one of them is going to be put onto that board after unanimously deciding between the three of us who that one player is going to be. Okay?
And we don't know what the others have chosen up to this point.
Don't look at my book.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a lot of discussion, a lot of banter. And is there any other rule that I'm missing?
No rules as such, but the formation we've gone with is a 4-3-3. Now, of course, you can go 4-2-3-1. All that depends on your personal preferences. But we thought 4-3-3 represents the different roles of football most accurately. Also, we have picked two centre backs to be completely distinct. One needs to be a more technically oriented ball playing defender kind of centre back, and one has to be a more physically dominant kind of a centre back, right? So that is one thing. Also, for the midfield, we have chosen three different midfield profiles to give all the players a chance to shine and get into the debate. One is going to be a defensive midfielder, number 6 playmaker, whatever, but it has to be someone who's more of a deep line midfielder. One is more of a box to box, number 8 kind of a profile, and one is a pure number 10 profile. Yeah. And also what we're doing is that once we nominate someone for one position, we cannot bring that same person into the picture for another position. So that means that there are a lot of players who have had an impact on the game on more than one position, but we cannot do that. We cannot take that into account. Once we discuss them, if they're not selected for the entire team. So that is also going to add a little bit of fun to this whole selection process.
Yeah, let's just quickly then dive straight into it. We're going to start off with our goalkeeper, Po. What are your goalkeeping options that you've brought us for today?
So we're just going to dive in like that. So
my goalkeeper... Only two, okay? Don't start giving me like...
Just two quick
I ain't going to read out like top 10 players.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to filter out into. So my starting goalkeeper, according to me, should be Petr Cech. He has been phenomenal in the Premier League. He has been he's been a major contributor to what Chelsea has achieved ever since the Roman Abramovich era, and he has been phenomenal under Mourinho. He's by far the best goalkeeper in terms of numbers that he's presented. But apart from that also, he's been decisive for them in crucial moments. So I think it goes to Petr Cech, the goalkeeper position, and my backup would be Van der Sar.
Okay.
There's no explanation required for Van der Sar. He was right after Peter Schmeichel. Then you for that great United team, you come up with Van der Sar, and then he performs to that level. He's also he definitely deserves a shout to be one among the best goalkeepers in the Premier League era.
For me, my number one pick is the same as Po. It's Petr Cech. It's very difficult to find a goalkeeper with his level of consistency and also him playing at a very high level throughout his career. Petr Cech, it never felt like had a down year whenever he was playing for Chelsea.
We don't talk about the Arsenal years.
Yeah, okay. I mean, even I would say the Arsenal years weren't bad per se.
First season he did, I think... it was Terry or someone before he moved to Arsenal who said that he'll ideally save you 10 to 12 points for the team that he's playing for, and he did in the one season that he played, but after that, the next couple of seasons were bad.
Yeah. So, Petr Cech is my number one choice. For my number 2 pick, I'm going to go with David De Gea. Now, the thing is, you will see through my pick, I won't speak for the others, but I'm not I don't have one fixed criteria where I'm like, oh, he should have won these many trophies or he should have played for these many years. Sometimes I might just choose a player whose peak was so good that in the best 11 he should be there, just considering that peak. And I feel like David De Gea very strongly fits into that category. His peak from I think 2014 to 2017 is the best goalkeeping which any of us have ever seen. Like he was an absolutely gifted shot stopper, which the likes of which we've never seen in the Premier League. So yeah, those are my two picks. But my first pick is also Czech, so I'm actually agreeing with Bo over here.
Okay. My first pick is also Czech, so I think
unanimous.
We already have a unanimous. I thought we'll fight a lot more, but goalkeeper seems.
But my second pick that I wanted to actually talk about, I was hoping someone would bring this, was Alisson, because for me he's defined what modern day goalkeeping is like, and it's not just his ability on the ball. He's made a lot of crucial saves for Liverpool as well. Shot stopping, athleticism, sweeping ability. He just added so much more to that Liverpool defense that completely transformed the way they played. And he defined what modern day goalkeepers are supposed to look like: good on the ball, plus good at shot stopping. De Gea is a personal favorite of mine too, but between Alisson and De Gea, I had to go for Alisson just because of the abilities that he brings in. But I guess you can't refute Petr Cech's. At least, people maybe a little elder than us would have unanimously said Van der Sar, just because of how much he's won with United. But I think since the time that we started watching football in that era, Mourinho and Petr Cech was like a match made in heaven. Yeah. They won so much together, and he contributed so much to that defensive lineup. So
I'm putting in Czech. Do we have a unanimous decision?
Yeah,
this is so cordial, dude.
Amar, for the point
what is
Alisson,
Czech spelling, dude?
C-E-C-H.
With this slow?
C-E-C-H, yep. Look at that. I don't know about
the E has that thing on top too.
Right? I don't
the
know
E or the C?
I don't know what the umlaut is, but...
You want to check his spelling?
Shit. Okay, I'll digress from that by saying, like, you brought up Alisson, no?
Yeah.
That's a very good shot. Like, give it 10 years down the line, like, a new batch of unathletic men will come up and tell Alisson and Edison, they deserve to be there. Like both of them are there, up there.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So, moving on, let's go to right back. Not many options. I'll start off over here first. For me, the two names on the list, one is Gary Neville. Okay, so the way I've thought about this is that there's a traditional fullback whose job was to defend, and the game has moved a lot since then. And then there is the non-traditional fullback whose job is now also to be on the ball, to make the overlaps.
I don't think he's going there.
You have to invert, you have to be good on the ball. So it's two very different schools of thought. Gary Neville for me is the number one pick simply because the consistency that he showed at that one position and the number of titles that he's won for United and how strong he was in his defensive output. But my second pick is Kyle Walker, because of the way that he has transformed that position, I would say, to what a modern day fullback should look like. It's not, you're not just defending now, you're doing a lot of ancillary things, and he was the perfect foil to not only to Pep Guardiola, but even when he was playing for Spurs, right? Like that pacey Kyle Walker that we used to know, just bombing around that right wing and getting the crosses in. It was a joy to watch. When you have that ferocious speed, it's always exciting.
Okay.
I mean, it's the same picks as him, but it's the other way around. I put Kyle Walker ahead of Gary Neville. Gary Neville was part of an exceptional team, and he had immense longevity. But I think Kyle Walker is a much better footballer than him, and I think he deserves to go up there. Although this is not something that I want to be picking between Gary Neville and Kyle Walker, are not two good options for me personally. But I think Walker is a better shot for the position for the all-time best, considering our rules, what we've put 11. But also, I mean, to give him some credit, he is actually a really good right back who's part of the incredible 4P team from Pep. And he's been immense for them. He's been crucial. He's one of the people who's not been dropped by Pep. The backline has been completely shifted year on year, but Kyle Walker was a constant in that team, and I think he deserves to be there.
So, okay, I've gone a different direction. I didn't put Gary Neville in my top 2. For me, he's number 3, which is still not bad. But I agree with what Post said. It's that if I'm looking at individual quality, I don't think Gary Neville is as good as the other 2 right backs I'm going to mention. One of them is going to be controversial. One of them is Kyle Walker, by the way. The other one is Azpilicueta.
Hey, I had Aspie.
You do, yeah.
But I decided to put him down below Neville.
I mean, like this, Azpilicueta is like what you were saying, right? The defensive, solid kind of a right back. Azpilicueta was that first, but he also evolved his game going forward so much more when his team required him to. Also, I love these kind of leader personas in the team, and I feel like he's one of them as well. I think, yeah, that's why I went for Aspie instead of Gary Neville. Just purely, I think that from an individual perspective, he's faster, he's stronger, he has more to offer in an 11 than Gary Neville, who is more of a stalwart, who will be there with other people playing well and marshalling his troops. But individual brilliance, I would put on Azpilicueta. So,
who's your first pick though?
My first pick is Kyle Walker though.
Okay, so then that's
That is
2
also-
for Kyle Walker, and my
Yeah.
second pick was Kyle Walker.
So are we going with Walker?
I mean, yeah, I guess so.
You guys can make an argument for Gary Neville. I might.
I don't have.
I don't want to make an argument. Yeah, he should.
I don't think you can debate between a Kyle Walker and Gary Neville, because at that time football had completely different requirements when Gary Neville was playing. Right backs were supposed to defend.
I mean, back then it was famous, no? Like people would tell that the wingers position, like the wing backs or the full backs position, was sort of much easier than the remaining central positions, because one side and behind of you was always cut off. You know what is there behind you. You need to focus only on one particular angle, and you need to play that area, focus there and play there. But now fullback's role is completely different. You can expect him to drop into midfield and then play as a 6 or an 8. So, I mean, that is true. What are you saying?
Neville had 35 assists in the Premier League. It's not bad.
How many years did he play?
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, also you have to consider that now basically we have right wingers rather than right
men.
Right man. Yeah. So instead of 4-4-2, where you have two people who are stretched across that midfield, now you have people who are almost joining the forwards. So that also, I guess, plays a difference. But I mean, if you guys are okay with putting Walker, I'll put Walker.
Yeah, I think it's unanimous in that.
I don't like how there's no United player yet.
I mean, I think the contention starts now.
Do you? Okay.
Centre backs. So we've divided centre backs into two different criteria.
Okay.
One is in terms of their physicality, and one is in terms of their passing technique and ability. Now, these two they're interchangeable. Like, we can mention a left centre back who's a person who's played left centre back all his career on the right. It doesn't really matter. But we're just looking at two of these traits, which is physicality and technicality. So, Akshat, do you want to go for it?
Which one do I start with?
Let's start with physicality first.
This, I think, is the toughest one. Can I just say? Because
you have absolute stalwarts in the...
but I think ours is going to be the same.
No, but man, this is... Okay. Man, it's so tough. Okay, I am going to go... I have 4 names written down here even now, so I don't know which one. Number 1 for me is always going to be Vidic. Like, he is my favorite player of all time. I love defending, just watching him play. Like, he was part of the team which I fell in love with while I was growing up. So, Vidic is number 1. He's the definition of a physical centre-back, where he will put his body on the line for absolutely everything. If he has to, get a bloody nose just to block a shot which is taken from 30 yards out, he'll go and do that anyway, right? He's like that kind of a guy. Vidic, for me, I still don't know who I'm going to say is my second one, but I'm going to put Company. Okay. Now, yeah, I know he can somewhat fit into this.
That category.
See, I am putting him in the physical category.
I think even I have a contentious one in because my centre back for technical can also go into physical.
No, yeah, I know who you are talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, like, see, Company again, he started off the City era, right? Like, he was the captain that time, and he was a physical beast. He was very similar to Vidic in terms of putting his body on the line. He came up with very important moments in scoring goals as well. In fact, everyone will remember, I think it was that strike against Leicester, where 87th minute.
Yeah, and he was not playing as a physical centre-back in that game to get that shot.
Yeah.
You saw him roaming all the way from back here till like halfway up the midfield.
It's true, yeah.
Dribbling past a few players and then getting that shot off. Oof.
But yeah, for me, there are a lot of other names who are missing out, which if you guys discuss, we'll discuss about it. But yeah, for me, those are the two. Vidic and Company.
I'd like to bring a newer generation player into this. I want to put Van Dijk as my first.
See, that was the one I was.
Yeah. So Van Dijk for me, he is all that Vidic is. But the thing is, you are referring to Vidic's tenacity and ability to be the last line of as a defender. Do goal line stopping, saves, those kind of activities. But Van Dijk for me, he doesn't need to get into those situations first of all, because he reads the game so well. He does not get dribbled past. At least initially in his Liverpool reign, he did not. Nowadays, people are finding him out, but it's still comparatively lesser than other centre backs. And Van Dijk has an immense physical presence also. He knows how to shepherd his opponent completely. So I think for me, he'd go there. My second pick was John Terry, because he's been absolutely immense for Chelsea. But I think Van Dijk is a much better footballer than Terry in terms of his ability on, like, I wouldn't say on the ball, but like the way he reads the game, the way he's physical, the way he can divert attacks and stop them. I think he's a better, much all-round defender than John Terry.
So I had Terry in my top 2 as well, just because of, how decorated he was and how he carried that Chelsea team for so long. Some people say that his passing was also really good, but I think it was more of his physical attributes that, really shown in that Chelsea defense. But my number 1 pick is always going to be Vidic. I just felt that he's the epitome of what a centre-back is supposed to be. And you said that Van Dijk doesn't need to get into those positions, but that's also because of the kind of Liverpool team that he was playing with, which had such gifted runners in front of him, especially in terms of Fabinho, who was covering a lot of ground that Van Dijk didn't need to step up the field as much. People were not hitting on the counter as much as what they would in the Vidic era. It is more technical now, it is more possession based. I think Vidic just... It's not even the art of defending, it's just that aggression that he brings for the entire team that lifts them up. One strong tackle, one crunching challenge can raise the atmosphere of Old Trafford, and then the fans get behind it. It's all of that. It's that whole drama that is surrounded with the art of defending, which I thought Vidic brought to the team. And also, I mean, it's the very Italian way of defending, right? That old school Italian way of defending where you're just going absolutely all in. And I think that was beautiful.
I think it was more English than
it was a little bit boring.
Oh yeah,
because your English defenders are just basically your I'll do whatever I have to do in order to stop the opposition. I don't mind getting dirty. I don't mind doing last-ditch tackles.
Yeah,
Italian defense is a much more calculated, scientific way of defending.
But I also think Vidic was probably the best tackler I have seen.
Yeah,
like his sliding, crunching tackles, which he used to put fear in opposition.
Let's also talk about tactical fouling, which is a huge part of the centre-back's game, right? And I don't think there was a bigger asshole than Vidic.
John Terry also has to take the
John Terry also.
All these guys were wily old guys, man. Yeah. Okay, but now who are we picking?
I mean,
the thing is, I will not, if you make a strong enough argument for Van Dijk, I'll not even say no to that. I can't say no because he's an incredible defender.
I put Van Dijk here though.
No. Van Dijk is a purely physical.
He's a physical,
your defense general, I'd say, because he's the one who'll marshal your entire defense for you, and he'll be that.
And he can do both.
So good on the ball.
No, he is. But you have to pick for one of these, and out of these two, you have to pick him for physical. You have to.
I think he's better in this category.
Okay.
Because you have much better technical players.
Then I'm sorry, Van Dijk doesn't get into this team.
How can you just dismiss it like that?
Okay, so who are our options? We're considering between Terry and Vidic now.
Vidic, Terry and Van Dijk.
No, but we didn't select Van Dijk in both of our teams. So he's
I can try to convince you guys otherwise. No?
Try.
I mean,
done. So now
you did, but we were not convinced.
That's not fair. I mean, he was instrumental in turning Liverpool's from a nearly team to title challengers winners. Vidic came into a team already who are decorated, who have multiple titles behind them.
But he made them, ascended them to what level? You have to consider that also, right?
That is also there. But Van Dijk completely transformed Liverpool's fortunes. Him and Alisson together, they are the signings that you credit to the way Liverpool, under Klopp, won the title. If not for them, I don't think it would have been like.
I mean, every time a player is signed, you're doing it with the hope that it's going to take the team.
You
to
do, but then
another
the way
level,
the players impacted actually, when you see it, Van Dijk has done it. Like, he was also like.
If you're talking only in terms of like how many titles they've won, Vidic has won way more after joining United. So yes, he walked into a strong team, but he
came from some small team also. I think Victoria Pleasant or one of those teams. Like, I don't think he came
very like
non-glamorous kind of a thing. Van Dijk came in as the best next defender in football.
Yeah, definitely.
Vidic came from much more humble beginnings and became that player.
But Van Dijk was also playing for Southampton. We got to consider
but 80 million is...
He was a good outlayer.
And that Southampton team was mad, bro.
Yeah,
it was not the Southampton team that is there right now. What are you saying? They had Tadic, they had Mane, they had...
Southampton is an okay team, and then okay, fine. I don't want to debate on Southampton.
They had Schneiderlin. We should not bring up such names when we're talking about West Premier League.
I mean, I get why Van Dijk is in this conversation, but in terms of pure physicality-based defenders, I don't think anyone is beating a warrior like Vidic.
No, but then the whole point about that particular centre-back is their main focus should be defending in terms of not just throwing their body on the line.
But Vidic is not, that was his best quality, but that's not the only thing he did.
True, but I still can't shake off the feeling that Van Dijk gets there ahead of Vidic. How many years did Vidic play for?
He joined 2005 or 2006, I think, and he played up until 2013.
That's a decent long period, but
and won a lot.
A lot.
What about Terry then?
I'm not putting Terry
if you're talking about the entire team's performance during that period in which he was part of, Terry, I think, takes the cake among everybody over here because he is by far the most decorated, I think, defender that has played in the Premier League. And he has contributed to Chelsea's attack also. I know this is not a factor, but he has contributed to Chelsea's winning moments quite a number of times. I think he has like 40 goals or something. It's not a category that we need to talk about, but his contributions are there for the Chelsea team, and he was captain.
Would you put him above Vidic?
No.
So it's between Vidic and
Van Dijk.
Oh.
My first initial pick was Vidic when I was thinking about these names, and then I realized Van Dijk exists, and he has been immense, man. Like, even this season, last season, many people thought that he was past his prime, and then he was sort of slow and sluggish. But this season, he's back among the best names.
No, but the reason why I didn't have Van Dijk into this conversation was he had an insane, like the time when Liverpool were flying. He was really good for those 2-3 years, but as you said, in the last few seasons,
in particular, it was just one season.
He's tapered off quite a lot. Even this season, I mean, he's not.
No, I think this season he's been epic.
He's been good. He's been good, but we're talking about like why when you're comparing it to Vidic, where for about 7 or 8 years he's been absolutely on point, and then he's gone out. I'm taking that longevity. Van Dijk 2-3 years.
He's still not done.
And catching up to maybe 5 years from now, if he wins 2-3 more titles, then I would also say Van Dijk. But right now, I still have to choose Vidic, bro.
Vidic was also part of my consideration, so I think you can go for Vidic.
Okay.
But the next centre-back pairing also, I think, will be...
Okay, Vidic. And I still don't know where to put that dash. If it's above the C or...
If you don't know, don't put it.
No, I'm just putting that as default for any of these players. Vidic. Nemanja. Whoa.
Okay.
Next
Centre back technical. Let's go for it.
I mean, I have 2 names. I wanted to put Company there, but then you've already considered him here. So the second one has to be Rio Ferdinand, and like as a ball playing centre back. Especially now that you put Vidic there, it has to be him there. Like both of them, they were the best centre back pairing in the Premier League history, I would say, not just after 2006. As a pairing, they're the best there is. There are people like Steve Bold and Tony Adams before them, but they were much bigger in the 80s than the 90s.
Yeah.
So I think Ferdinand goes there. His ball playing ability was immense. As a human being, he's scum, but he goes there.
And your second pick
was Company, but since you guys put
I think
him in the
we'll make
physical
this
content,
straightforward because my 2 options were Ferdinand and Van Dijk, but you've put Van Dijk into this category. So, Akshat, do you have Ferdinand too?
Yeah, my Ferdinand's there, so we might
the
as
second
well put
one.
him. The second one, I actually wanted to put Van Dijk over there.
Yeah, exactly, right? Van Dijk is
no,
more of a technical...
but I myself don't agree with putting Van Dijk in the technical category because I don't think that's
a much better physical. He's an OG centre back.
Yeah,
I wanted to put the word OG there.
Big Verge. If you're very good at one thing, then this conversation wouldn't have happened. But you're equally good at two things, so we don't know where to put you.
So we're all okay putting Rio there. I mean, like
you want to just give a few words of encouragement to Rio.
Honestly, like you might think that we can put Rio and Van Dijk, Rio and Terry, Rio and like that centre back pairing can be anything. But since we're splitting up as a technical centre back, there's no doubt that it has to be Rio Ferdinand.
He was way ahead of his time.
Way ahead of his time. The way the small things he used to do, like just are so common now, but he is the one who kind of pioneered that kind of thinking for centre backs in the Premier League, where just the way he would get into positions to receive the ball, the way he would be able to, like you said, right, where you don't have to put in the tackles. Your reading of the game is so good that you know exactly where to be when you have to be there. He had good partnerships. He always said this with Evra, and if you listen to any interview, right?
Don't tell me that's a foresight into what's coming next.
No, into left. Yeah, but he used to say that that nothing from our side. Left, no goals coming from the left. We have to lock down the left and all of that, right? And it was just great watching him play. He was that cerebral kind of a footballer who, like I said, paved the way for a lot of these other English centre-backs, like John Stones, for example, right? He's very much a mold of what Rio Ferdinand was, very similar in playing style. And you go to other names like people like Mark Gahey now, a lot of these young English centre-backs have all been influenced largely because of what Rio Ferdinand was able to do. So, with great pride, I'm going to close out the Manchester United centre-back pairing.
Yeah.
With Rio.
So then that's just, I think left back is also quite straightforward. It's going to be Luke Shaw.
Actually, I think I had a spanner to throw in this.
Luke Shaw, right?
It's Cashley Cole.
Okay, wait.
Cashley Cole.
Before we get into this, I have a question for left back because I've been contemplating who my left back is supposed to be. And I want to put a name up there and I want you to know if you guys agree or not, which is Gareth Bale. Does he come into a left back category conversation?
No.
Think about it. Like he played for
He started
half a season.
No. So the first season when he made the young Premier League team of the year was he made it as a left back
for Southampton, and then when he joined Spurs as well,
he played half a season for left back.
Left back was the game where he started when he's absolutely destroyed Mike.
No, that was left wing.
That was left wing.
That was
left wing.
Yeah, that was left wing. Yeah.
So
that was him stepping up.
I want to put him in the left back conversation. Is it allowed?
No.
I mean, if he's one of your two names, we'll discuss it. Simple. But I'm not allowing it actually.
Okay.
At least
because then I have another name.
Okay.
Then I have another name that comes in, but that is a traditional left back. So then we can get into it later.
Start.
Okay, so my two left back is obviously Ashley Cole is number one. Again with Terry, with Czech, he was instrumental in the way Chelsea have played. Very, very attacking. Great fun to watch. But my second pick is a little more outlandish. I want to put Leighton Baines into this conversation.
Oh! I was thinking about Leighton Baines, but then I also thought about the other topic that you wanted to discuss in the future podcast, and I think he'll fit perfectly.
Yeah, but like, I mean, for now, the conversation came because of that idea. I think Leighton Baines is such an underrated.
He was great.
Underrated fullback for so long.
Yeah.
Maybe his loyalties to Everton did not allow him to go out to another bigger club and win championships, but I think he could fit into that. Any of the top six would have taken him as their left back because of just how attacking he was, the ability to put in those crosses.
Dead ball, bro.
Yeah, dead ball specialist. He had a lot of skill sets that go under the radar.
But the thing is, a lot of people will put that into contention because he doesn't have a Premier League trophy. I want to ask the listeners and then ask them to put in comments saying, do you think Premier League trophy is a minimum to go into the all-time 11?
I mean, it's a good question, dude. I think it is. I think it is
for most of the 8 or 9 that you're picking, but there will always be some outliers who have played the Premier League, who've played in the Premier League for very long, but have not won a trophy for one or the other reason. Like Bruno Fernandes could be a great example of that. He's a great player.
All-time Premier League 11? No way, man.
I mean, he can get there.
He can get there, yeah. But then he needs those credentials, I feel.
See, actually, now that you mention it, it's like
It's a given
It's
that
not
you
a-
need
it's
to
not
have.
a-
I agree
prerequisite.
that it shouldn't be a prerequisite, but I would also say that Baines shouldn't be in the conversation. I don't think Baines is my top 2.
Okay, what is your top 2 then?
Ashley Cole, you've spoken about him. The second one, I actually had difficulty deciding between Andy Robertson and Patrice Evra. But I'm going to go with Evra. But I think Robertson at his peak was an absolute beast of a left back. Like, just too good. People thought that because he's not like that built kind of a guy, he's not going to be good at defending. But he's an extremely good defender. He's a defender first, in fact. And he's got a wand of a left foot when he's just crossing those balls in. Very physically agile as well, up and down that wing whenever the team requires him. Got a great first touch as well. Those diagonals which are being pinged to him from the centre backs, he's able to take it really well. So I like Robertson, but my top 2 are Evra and Ashley Cole.
Cashley Cole has to go in there first.
Why do you call him Cashley Cole for the listeners?
So basically, it's the whole Trent situation all over again. No, but then it's even worse than the Trent situation. It's worse, much worse than the Trent situation actually. It's not just that. Like, he's an invincible. He is a teenager born and brought up in that area and who has been part of the Arsenal academy. He's gone on to become the best left back in the league, which till this day I don't think anybody is surpassed. Robertson gets close, like you say, but Ashley Cole has been immense. I feel like he is a sure shot there. Also, why I don't like him and I call him Cashley Cole is because of the whole Roman Abramovich money coming in and disrupting how the things were in the Premier League. Ashley Cole was part of their players identified to take Chelsea to the top.
Galacticos.
Yeah.
So, and like this person is driving his car when he hears the news and he apparently nearly crashes his car. Just hearing the absurdly huge amount of money that Roman Abramovich wants to spend on him.
So
and he goes for it.
for all the millennials, this was before Fabrizio Romano's time, where you're looking at your Twitter and the news has already come out.
Everyone was listening to radio.
This was
Everyone
heartbreaking.
was listening to radio. Yeah. Okay, so Ashley Cole, who's your second pick? Just out of
Second
curiosity.
pick, I was struggling between, similar to what Akshat was saying about Robertson and Evra, but I think I'd put Evra.
So no one is going to
contend. Leighton Baines.
Yeah,
Sorry,
no one
my
is going to
friend.
indulge in the
Sorry,
Leighton Baines
bro.
conversation.
This is completely ruled out.
Like, so we had a podcast before this also, and that time each of us came with our Premier League 11s, and Amar chose Joao Cancelo.
That was not Premier League, bro. That was all time.
That was all time. Yeah, not even Premier League. He chose Joao Cancelo. So the Leighton, he has some problem with left backs in general. I think we need to show more left
I
backs.
think Cancelo he bought for right back also. Like, it can be left back or right back, it doesn't matter.
Okay, so I'm putting in Colo here.
No, my right back was pretty solid, bro. That time.
Lee.
By the way, that's a pretty English
Centre back.
defense.
Yeah.
We have Cole, Rio, and Walker. And Terry was in our discussion, so it might have been an all English one also. Pretty interesting.
Okay, let's move on. CDM number 6.
See, this can go anywhere,
Yeah, this-
right? Because you can go for like a destroyer. You can go for like a.
Absolutely. No, we'll do this.
So okay, I don't know who's going first. I don't want to go first with this one.
Po, you want to go for
What?
it?
Okay. I had my man Patrick Vieira there, but then the clause that you put in for 2006 rules him out. 2004 FA Cup final was his last game. And so that leaves me with Kante and Rodri. Rodri, I don't want to put him up there. I do not want to put him up there.
No,
at
but
all.
like he's won a Ballon d'Or, bro.
Yeah,
Like you can't argue.
He has.
Yeah.
But in that particular position,
Who's your number one that matters?
Why? Because I want to go for a destroyer there, a ball like as in a holding midfielder who completely shields the entire back line. And I think there's no one better. If it's not Patrick Vieira, it's Kante.
So
Okay,
Kante is
that's-
number one for you.
That's interesting because Kante was number one for me too. I don't think I've seen a man run as much as what Kante has on a pitch. When they say like he covers every blade of grass, that was literally Kante. And there's a very funny story where the coach is telling him that it's 15 miles you can't run to training because he wanted to. That's what a CDM is supposed to do for me. Just break play as much as possible. What a lot of people don't talk about is his tackling ability and his interceptions. The way he read the game was so good. Kante for me, number one. Number two and number three was a bit of a conundrum as to what kind of role that I wanted. So going by the destroyer role, I put Yaya Toure into that conversation.
Oh no, dude. No.
No?
No, not for me, dude.
You don't think he's a 6?
No.
He's an epic player, but I won't put him as an all-time great.
Oh my god, are you kidding me, bro?
He's a damn good player.
He's a damn good player. I think he's misprofiled as a 6.
So you think he's an 8?
Yes.
He should be there. He can be there, but he's of a very similar mold to what Patrick Vieira was.
The thing is that the
Pogba was, yeah.
So he's
the 8s that I have in my this thing, like there's no way Yaya Toure fits into that 8 conversation. But he does fit into the 6 conversation.
He does. He played in the 6 only. But the thing is, what you were saying is he could have been even better as an 8.
Yeah, he could have been. He could have been, but he was a 6 for me.
He had the text for it. Like
he had the physicality. He ran. He was the.
That's the ideal number 6 that I am looking for. Like in the Patrick Vieira mold, Roy Keane to a certain extent, but his ball playing was like not as great as these people. But as a complete midfielder, you need that robustness, you need the physical strength, the height, the tackers, even like those long legs in number 6 position reminds me of these players. Even Pogba, man. He doesn't deserve to be anywhere near this. But
that same thing. Toure doesn't deserve to be in the shout for best Premier League 11.
No.
I think he does. But I won't put him at 6. But okay, let's talk about 6.
And then I was going for another, like I said, destroyer role. But if you're looking more technically, then I would put Michael Carrick into the 6 conversation. Okay. But I don't think that's the route that I want to take. So for me, it's Kante 1 and Toure 2. Now it depends on whether you guys, because for me, Toure absolutely deserves to be here in the 6th position. I think Po agrees that he's a 6-2 and Akshat agrees that he's going to be in the Premier League.
So I am going to bring a name which I don't think you guys have considered. But if I say his name, I think this guy might become a top contender.
Okay, go for it.
Makelele. He retired in 2008. He retired in 2008. He played in the 2006 World Cup winning French squad.
I get it. The role is called the Makelele.
It is called the
Makelele role.
Yes.
I've just not seen enough of him to be very fair.
But I agree with that.
But have you heard of the legend of
Makelele?
Yeah, of course.
That position is defined after him. Of course he's good.
Shouldn't he come into this? Based on our rules and our criteria, we are talking about people who have played after 2006.
See, a lot of this is my eye test. And I've truly not seen what Makelele has done in the Premier League.
I gotta go for Kante too.
My god, dude.
Kante is everything that he was.
This is sacrilege, dude.
Everything Makelele is.
But why don't we talk about Toure? Because it's the only thing that's common between the three of us.
No, I can't put Toure in a 6.
Ah, shit.
I don't think...
I wouldn't... Even if I think he's of the right profile there, I wouldn't put him there because too many options are there and I don't think he gets a shout.
So, for me, the two people were Makelele and Carrick because I thought that Kante and Makelele are too similar.
It's very similar.
And I feel like Makelele is the OG version of Kante, right?
But Kante did what he did with Leicester. I mean, I'm going to take a page out of my producer's book who gave me that when I was thinking Kante or not. But I think that also plays a weight to this. Like he
Leicester
did what he did with Leicester.
If you're talking about title winnings, like if that's a criteria, then winning it with Leicester has to like amplify that.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that West Morgan will get into this segment. Okay, but like
Jamie Vardy.
Putting his name down now.
Kante is he's an all-timer, man.
Like I want to speak a bit about Carrick before we move on. Because
Carrick is your second pick.
Carrick is my second pick because like I wanted two different profiles. The most criminally underrated guy. He was just gifted in the way he read the game. The way he would break up play. Very similar in fact to Rodri actually. Very, very similar to Rodri. He was not as strong in the tackle and as mobile. Rodri's also not a mobile guy, but very similar in the way he could read the play and cut out passing angles. And he was a pure ball playing number 6. That guy would get the ball, he would see those boys start running on the flanks and the striker, and then one ping would come, and that would free up Scholes also to be a little bit more box to box later on in his career. So I think again Carrick is very underrated. People don't even consider how good he was at West Ham as well. Even before he came to United, he was one of the best midfielders in the Premier League. He didn't get the love he deserved. He couldn't get in the English setup. I think that had a lot to do with his brand value and things like that because you had the Gerrard, Lampard, Scholes and all of those guys. So he never got like into that team. But if you're talking about purely for that position, how gifted a player was, Carrick is definitely up there for me. But again, I still think Makelele should be, but I agree that Kante...
Couple of more things to
Yeah.
add. Like Kante could have also put him as an 8 because later Sarri started this weird experiment
where he put
of
him
Jorginho as a 6 and Kante as an 8 and he
yeah.
still thrived in that situation.
Yeah.
And like also considering the team that we're putting up here, there are a lot of egos to maintain. Kante is...
Let's
put that out.
Let's not get into that. Okay, quick fire, guys. We need
Okay,
to move
I'm
on.
putting Kante then.
Okay,
Fine.
fine.
I'm okay with Kante. Kante also has that dash, no?
Yup.
With his E? Or is it some...
Okay, let's move on to our number 8s.
Dude, okay.
I think this is going to be
I
the
think we're
one
butchering names and we're
where...
going to get...
This is the one that's going to take the most time, I think. So, who are your number 8s, Akshat? Let's
I
go
am
with you
starting
first.
this time.
No, I'm not starting either.
Fine.
You start this one.
For me, it's Lampard Scholes. I don't know what is 1, what is 2 for me. Both of them so highly decorated. Scholes is he's just so beautiful in that role. I mean, his passing ability is second to none. I don't think I've seen anyone with that kind of vision. And if that Barcelona team has to come out and say that we wanted Scholes to play for us.
If Vidic Zidane says that the best player I've ever seen is Scholes, then that itself should tell you something.
And it's not just that, he brought so much more to the game in terms of his long range ability, shooting from distance, very physical in his defending as well, covered a lot of space on the ground.
Lot of red cards, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, not the smartest in terms of like keeping his head, but
his game management was so good.
Excellent,
Like the way he used to control the tempo of the
Yeah.
game. If United are 2-0 up and it's like, okay, let's just stay 2-0 up.
Yeah.
Scholes would just be there controlling that midfield, going forward, going back, going forward. Like man, he was such a good player.
yeah. And I mean, Lampard, again,
okay.
okay, you guys.
Do you realize that the English national team, they sat in one meeting room like this and had the exact same conversation between who to play?
Yeah.
Golden generation.
Yeah. There's not much that I can say that people already don't know about these two. So
My picks are also the same. But I have my clear number 1, it's Lampard. I gave you a shit look because as a manager he is bad, but as a player, I mean, if you look at the top 10 all-time Premier League goal scorer list, you will find one anomaly, which is Frank Lampard as a midfielder. He is ranked 6th or 7th. He has 177 goals and 1 or 2 assists.
yeah, so that's one thing that Lampard bought onto the pitch that
He was a
Scholes
true
didn't. That was
box to box,
yeah,
bro.
That was this 8 could easily become a 10 when Lampard is playing, or he could move into an inside midfielder forward position as well. He brought a lot of versatility in terms of attacking, which is why I have Lampard. But Akshat, what do you think?
My pick was Lampard and Toure. Yaya Toure, because I love Toure.
Oh, you didn't have Scholes in this conversation at all?
No, because I wanted to put Scholes
Yeah, I
here
think he's a better there
as a
because-
number 6, but
because of you just explained it, no? Like the way he can control the tempo and possession.
Exactly.
He's the perfect metronome. Who, as a team, you want your metronome to be a 6 who controls the whole thing. He's center of the pitch.
But we just
equal spacing
defined our
across
number
all
6
the-
differently because
we
I
can't
wanted
put
to-
it
that's
there.
what it's just like how you imagine.
So
that
I guess it's
position.
unanimous that it's Lampard.
I
that
mean,
fits into
Lampard
it.
was
Lampard
just
takes the
insane.
cake,
for sure,
definitely.
for sure. I mean, not at all going to argue with Frankie Lampers.
Okay, and let's move on to our right wing, which I think is going to be like, there's absolutely no discussion in my head at least that it has to be Mo Salah.
Yeah.
Do you guys
It's
agree?
Mo Salah.
No, but who's your second pick?
There is no second pick, bro.
Among the fairly limited
I
options,
didn't even bother with
Looking into this much.
among the fairly limited options, Beckham comes into mind, but Salah is on a different planet altogether.
Yeah.
He has been immense to this Liverpool
It depends
side.
on where you
Thinking of-
categorize, because Giggs could also be a right winger.
Yeah, he's a left wing dude. Giggs
Also,
was
yeah.
center midfielder, left wing, right wing, but I think he's more of a left midfielder.
Also, I don't know if my alternate option was within our rules limit.
So then
who was
let's
your
just
alternate?
write.
Beckham? I don't think he was
Yeah, so that's there.
What was your second pick? Is Salah your first pick?
Yeah, Salah's by far away. I mean, he deserves to be there. My second pick, I had no idea who to
To
choose.
be a third.
One person I want to shout out is Mahrez. I really like. Again, this is one of those people who I'm talking about. Their peak was so good. Mahrez in Leicester and the first couple of years at City was an astonishing player. Like just too good.
So no Sterling as well then.
I'm just writing down Salah.
Yeah, don't.
Let's move on. Number 10.
Okay.
I want to say...
This is going to be tough, guys.
You're going to
Not a lot
shit
of
on me.
True number 10s.
You're going to shit on me, but I think Rooney's best position was the number 10.
No.
I think Rooney... I'll tell you why. Okay,
I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
apart from the incredible goal-scoring ability that he had, like I think he's the third highest Premier League scorer, and you would think that he's...
Second highest.
Second.
Oh, he's
No,
third highest.
Kane has become second.
Yeah, Kane has become second. He, of course, was a truly gifted goal scorer, but just the vision that Rooney had, I don't think a lot of strikers could bring that, and I don't think a lot of number 10s that have played in the Premier League could bring Rooney's goal scoring ability. He was a mix of both. I just want to point out. I just want to point out, if you remember the goal that Van Persie scored that sealed the Premier League win against Aston Villa for us the last time we won the Premier League, it was that ball that was more exciting for me than the goal, which he's picked out from almost the halfway line. He's seen that run and he's pinged that ball through. If a number 10, if someone like an Ozil or a Fabregas did that, you would go bonkers, right? Like
But
that is the best 10 in the world.
Okay, so to counter your point, Amar, the whole position is contradiction of what you're saying, because number 10's primary focus and aim should be not to score goals. That shouldn't be the first thought that comes to a player's head. And you can't tell me Rooney's first thought was always to score. That you can't tell me otherwise. A number 10 usually looks to help his entire team and get everyone else into play. Goal scoring ability, that's a very good feature to have, but that shouldn't be a first thought to jump to.
Right? Like I said, in spite of his goal scoring ability, he had this vision for a pass.
But
there.
Okay, but I think I agree with Poe on this, that if we're looking at a number 10 footballer, the top few things that you're going to look for is vision and execution of pass. And I'm not saying Rooney was bad at that. He would be in top 10 of all time for that. But we are deciding the top 2 of all time in the Premier League for that. Yeah. And I don't think Rooney is
I don't think this is the right position to talk about for Rooney.
You think as a striker out and out?
Because he played in a system where it was primarily played with 2 strikers up front, and there was no clear number 10 system back then. But our system of 4-3-3 has a clear out and out defined role.
So if I had an all-time Premier League 11, we are not even talking about Gerrard, right? But if you have a list where I had to choose just 3 midfielders, I would talk about Gerrard being there. Like that, in an overall balance for team, I think Rooney is going to be better for the team than any of the number 10s we actually end up choosing. But if we're looking at just the number 10 profile of a pure Teckers balling playmaker, I don't think he's top 2.
But that's the modern day definition of what a number 10 is.
No, I think modern day definition is what Rooney is doing.
Yeah.
Rooney did back then. I think that is what teams are going towards now as a number 10, because you want their dynamism, the way they can track back also. Rooney was also, in the latter years of his career, he could play a good 8 also. He could just go back and forth.
He played deeper in midfield.
So the thing is that because we've defined this role like this, we are not having this conversation, but if it was just this, like a centre forward role.
If it was a 4-4-2,
if it's a 4-4-2 and you're talking about the second striker,
it's there.
Nobody comes close. Nobody comes slightly close also to Rooney. I agree with that. But yeah, because we've defined this formation.
I still feel that as a number 10.
Okay, who's your second? We can argue about that later. Who's your second?
My second is Fabregas. I just love the way he played.
That's a very good shot.
Damn, dude.
I just love the way he played as a number 10, and I don't know, it's this thing where it was between Fabregas and Mata. I wanted to pick between the two of them.
You're missing out on... Okay, no.
Oh my god, I didn't even remember Mata, dude.
Yeah.
Mata in the Chelsea days was mad.
Yeah.
Him, Oscar, Willian and Diogo Costa and all. What? Man, shit.
But I just felt that the young Fabregas, when he played at Arsenal and then coming back, changing his profile completely and playing for Chelsea, he didn't lose one thing, which was just that ability to see the pass. He was too good.
My second option was Fabregas.
Okay.
La Masia graduate, Arsenal Academies, captain at 17, leading that team, that 2007 team also to a Champions League final. lots of things come into play when Fabregas you talk about, and he was gifted, man. Like, he was your epitome of the Spanish number 10s. You have quite a few. Like
Mata we spoke about, and
Silva,
there's another one who I'm going to bring up. But
Fabregas is a very good option. He has, like, his numbers are also great. He's the second in the assist chart. Like, the only one who takes it is Giggs, but like, no, as in I'm talking about the assist chart only because of his longevity. But here Fabregas did it with like barely play any games played compared to his 600 something games. Fabregas has like, I think around 112 assists or something. So
crazy,
or 102 if I'm not wrong. So second or third on the list. He was
Who's the first pick?
KDB.
Oh.
I put KDB there.
So
he is a phenomenal 10. There's contention to where he can play. He can play as an 8, he can play as a 6, but he can play as a 10.
I don't think I've ever seen him play as a 10 for the City team.
He does, but the thing is, City's formation is such that he plays as there are two 8s.
If Rooney can't get into this conversation, I don't think KDB
I mean, he's not wrong there.
But he has more attributes of a 10 than Rooney.
But definitely, how do you define that?
So wait, I'll tell my names because there's one more name which we've not spoken about yet.
Silva.
Yeah, David Silva.
That was my third pick if Rooney doesn't get
So for me, it's David Silva, and the second pick was actually KDB itself. But I am much more stronger in Silva's favor because as a classical number 10, I think that's his number.
If you're defining number 10 as that one specific role and that one specific mold where Rooney does not get in, I don't think KDB can get into that as well. But there is then one clear outlier, which is David Silva, is that he's the epitome. He's the epitome of that.
So can we reduce it to between Fabregas and David Silva and then have a
completely
conversation?
knocking KDB out of this?
No, because see, like,
dude, KDB is immense to the Premier League in the way City have turned out now.
The thing is,
he's Pep's cornerstone, bro.
But if we had brought up KDB in the number 8 position,
I think still Lampard takes the KDB.
No,
because we've defined it as a number 8, which is a box-to-box role.
Yeah.
KDB is somewhere in between an 8 and a 10.
Man, I'm still, now I'm back on KDB being a 10, dude.
I'm so not an 8. He's not a true 8 the way we've defined it. He's not a box-to-box. He won't give you the same effort in defense as in attack.
My point of contention is that if KDB is a 10, then Rooney is a 10 too.
No.
Rooney plays as a striker, second striker.
Rooney is a 10. I'm not saying Rooney is not a 10.
He was a 10.
I think KDB is better 10 than Rooney.
He has more attributes
do you
of
think
a 10.
KDB is a better 10 than Rooney?
He has much more better attributes of a 10 than Rooney does. His vision is much better. His first thing is to look out for other people.
I'm not saying KDB is better than Rooney. I don't think he is. But if this role of a 10, I would still put KDB ahead. Because for me, a 10 is creative playmaker making passes nobody can even see on the pitch. Right? I don't think Rooney is as good as that as KDB was, or as Silva was, or as Fabregas were.
So there's no discussion of Fabregas then in this.
Fabregas is definitely a good
we need to choose between Fabregas and KDB.
And Silva.
I have all three written here.
If it has to be those three and that particular role that you're defining for a number 10, for me, I don't consider KDB as that role, so I would go for Fabregas. But
Fabregas didn't have a very long career.
Yeah, that's
so it's one of those where we're picking based on like peak ability. Right?
His peak was very good, but then that middle period where also Fabregas, you got to consider that he didn't win anything with Arsenal. It was his time back at Chelsea. Once he came back in 2015 onwards, he won 2 Premier League titles. He is a great player, like you said.
His best performances for me, I think, have not even been for Barcelona, but have been for Spain. When they just went on that insane
2012 Euros.
Yeah, 2008, 2012, 2016. But you're right, if you're talking about all-time Premier League 11, Fabregas hasn't won anything and he wasn't.
He has won 2 Prems.
But his prime wasn't in the Premier League.
I still think KDB, dude.
KDB takes it for me, bro.
Fine, let's do it and move ahead.
KDB, he is instrumental to this City.
Okay, why aren't we having David Silva then in this conversation?
Because I think their achievement, David Silva was crucial to the initial City's charge to dominance, and he was freaking epic. But KDB is a better footballer.
I feel like peak-wise, David Silva's peak and KDB's peak might be equal, but KDB has done it for many
and he brought a lot of other elements into the play as well. I mean, David Silva's goal scoring compared to KDB's goal scoring
True.
KDB is also a dead ball specialist, so let's
We're putting
go for
KDB,
it. Yeah.
Doesn't KDB have the assist record right now? 20 assists?
No, he's on 112.
No, the single season Premier League
No,
assist record.
it's with my striker.
Henry, I think it's a
Okay,
combined record.
let's do it.
KDB matched it.
Matched it, right?
Yeah, he matched it.
By the way, shout out Ozil also, by the way.
Shout out,
Shout out Ozil.
his
He was
his
in my-
peak was in Madrid. I'd say.
Yeah.
He was epic in the Premier League the first 3 years.
Okay, left winger.
Fuck, man, what a midfield. Kante, Lampard, KDB. All Chelsea players, if you think about it.
What are we doing here?
Come on, guys.
There's just
Let's
one
not fuck
name.
around.
I know.
Okay, what's his second name?
Look at it. It's the first pick there is.
Okay, what's his second name?
First
We'll
name is
start with
Ronaldo,
second,
by the
yeah.
way. Second, it's very tough. I went back and forth between these two names a lot, and I sat and I watched highlights of both of these players like almost all day before recording. It's
know.
Giggs and Hazard for me.
Yeah, that's the same for me.
Giggs
Yeah.
and Hazard.
Oh,
same,
same,
right?
okay.
Okay, all three of us are
Yeah,
same three
yeah,
players.
yeah.
Ryan Giggs, like people say longevity is the only reason why he's in these
Yeah,
conversations.
definitely. I'd say that.
No,
I
bro.
would attribute most of the.
Let's talk
top
about the
behind
player
it.
that we're putting on the board here, right?
We'll get to that.
I mean, is there anything about Ronaldo which has not been discussed?
Left wing Ronaldo.
Okay, yeah. Actually, we can talk specifically about left wing Ronaldo. That's a good point. But
that's how we started out. In the Premier League, we're talking about the Premier League 11. That's where he's played, throughout.
not
And
throughout. He
was,
started actually as a right winger, and then like for the first, when he was a teenager, then he moved to the left.
But
And
that position
that
is
he
the
made it as
I
well.
actually,
he is a mercurial talent that you associate with wingers and your forwards.
Yeah.
And
So
he
if
deserves to be
this
there.
is not a discussion, then I just want to put in a little bit of a story about Cristiano.
Of course.
That many people would not have heard before. So this was in Manchester. Akshat and I got the privilege of meeting Mike Phelan and having a 2-hour-long conversation with him. It was really beautiful, and he's very candid. There were no cameras around.
Yeah.
And-
It's like having a pint with a mate,
Yeah,
basically,
yeah.
telling us old stories. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Mike Phelan was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's assistant manager and Sir Alex Ferguson's assistant manager, part of his coaching team for a very long time. So,
Yeah, for donkey years, and
Yeah.
we bought him a sandwich, we bought him a pint of Guinness, and we were sitting across the table and talking to him. And Akshat had asked him this question: that what do you say to a player like Cristiano Ronaldo, right? Like, how do you coach Cristiano Ronaldo? And Mike Phelan said that there are some players that you can't coach them about their technical ability. It's just not possible. So the only thing that we found over time about Ronaldo was that the only way for him to get better is to instigate him and to poke a hole in him and say that you're not good enough, you didn't do this right, and that automatically made him want to get better the next game.
I mean, I think that still holds true to this day. You can see that.
Yeah,
but hunger to just prove
But that's
people wrong.
now, like after seeing him for 20 years, right? At that time, when you saw him coming as a kid, and you saw that he had insane technical ability. So he brought up this one story where Ronaldo was getting fouled a lot in the Premier League during that time, and he kept coming and complaining to Sir Alex and to Mike Phelan that I'm getting fouled. And the only way they realized to stop him was to tell him that was not a foul. You're just not strong enough. So that made him go on to this completely different trip of getting physical, building his body up, playing according to what the Premier League standards are.
He also said that during the practice games, they stopped calling fouls on him.
Yeah, he said that, yeah.
They let it run.
Like, can you imagine how pissed he would be? Like, how angry he would be?
And he had us versus the world mentality.
Yeah, and like Amar said, like when you put a player like that in that position, he has no choice. Like, okay, if you're not calling fouls, I have to beat that guy. There's no other option I have, right? And that's what he started doing.
Point to do it.
Yeah.
To showboat and beat the guy at the same time.
And supreme confidence, man.
Yeah.
Just absolute supreme confidence. Like okay, this is very, like, don't kill me, guys. I'm not comparing how good these two players are. I'm just saying this one small ability which I see a reflection of in another player right now is Yamal. When he gets the ball and he's driving at a defender, he has no other thoughts in his mind. He's like, I will beat you with skill.
Yeah.
I don't care. Like,
Neymar was
He has the arrogance, the ego and the ability to prove, to back it up.
Yeah, and Ronaldo was that, but at the Ronaldo level, which is like
board.
CR7.
Let's go. I think this is going to be the most controversial.
I don't know, man. Poe has been very confident that
it can't be anybody else. It has to be.
Who?
You know who? The best import in the Premier League. It is Thierry Henry, my friends.
Anthony
it has
is the best
to be
import
there.
in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Anthony is the best export from Manchester United. That's what.
When was Henry's last game in the Premier League? Not when he came back as an old guy.
Last game was 2006.
Bro, VAR.
It was 2006.
VAR.
He did.
You guys
But
didn't let
I'm not talking
Makelele.
about
You didn't let Makelele.
I'm not talking about that second stint where he comes back.
What do you mean? We also put up the rule saying that they're like, even if they played after the peak years, we can talk about and refer to.
No, but then you could have considered Makelele.
Makelele did not. We did not have watched. We have not watched him for that long period. Henry, everyone's watched Henry.
I don't know, man.
Everyone knows about Henry's prominence.
I didn't have Henry in my top 2. Because I thought he...
What?
I thought he's done before 2006.
See, that's valid. No, but that's valid.
He played till 2006. 7.
Then that changes things because I thought he's retired much before that.
I'm just saying, if we didn't put Makelele, if we didn't
Come on, man.
consider
You can't be
Makelele...
petty right?
No, I just want to make this more interesting.
Okay, does everyone have Henry in their top?
I didn't include
I have
I didn't
Rooney as my
include
second
Henry.
alternate option.
as a
Rooney.
striker. Yeah, I think Rooney as a striker is worthy in the top 2 for sure. Yeah.
But we didn't have that. We've already considered him this, so does
Yeah,
he fit
he's
here?
not, no,
He's not.
he can't.
Shit.
He can't.
I shouldn't have opened my mouth there. But he wouldn't have let fucking Henry go.
Henry has to be there, man. He's part of everyone's greatest Premier League 11, regardless of any rules that you put in. He is the best import that the league has seen. The flair, the technical ability, the physicality. He redefined the roles of what it means to be a striker. And to have earlier played as a winger and converted as soon as he came to the Premier League as a striker, and to do what he did, there's no one.
I don't
like-
think there's a
He won
discussion.
If we're considering
Yeah, if you're
Henry, I'm
considering,
not even going to argue. He's
if you're
too good.
considering
He's too good.
discussion.
It is Henry.
Just out of curiosity, who were your other 2? Rooney and?
Mine was Aguero and Rooney.
Mine was Harry Kane and Drogba.
Get the fuck out.
Drogba.
Yeah. I love Drogba as a striker.
I don't agree with Drogba, but
Yeah, Drogba
like
not is there.
for me, Aguero, man, I hate when I love players from rival teams, and Aguero is like my guy who Van Persie was a guy who I loved who was in Arsenal.
He is of that similar mold. No, Alvarez is also of similar mold as Aguero now, but he's
Yeah,
not. He's
but
nowhere
he's-
near as good as
Man,
Aguero.
Aguero was
but
a
Aguero could do
crazy
everything.
finisher, man.
He's also the sort of a person you could be
Centre
like
forward,
centre
second striker,
forward,
yeah.
second striker, number 10, those kind of things.
Yeah.
Superlatives also you can put across for him.
Okay, so then...
So it's Henry,
It's
yeah?
Henry.
I thought we were going to get into full debate because I didn't think of Henry, but yeah, now that
Who's your all-time... who's coaching this team apart from Alex Ferguson and
Shit.
Guardiola?
Okay, so the thing is, I had this conversation with our producer on the way here. My choice is, of course, Sir Alex has to go.
No,
there.
without Sir Alex and Guardiola. Not in the
Without?
picture. Yeah,
Without?
they're not...
I'm just
Then I
putting
put
him
Mourinho
here.
there.
Huh?
Then I put Mourinho there.
Oh, nice. Okay,
Because
that's a
he
good
did
shout.
handle a Galactico squad for 3 years. So
Oh.
if anybody can, it's
What about Monsieur Wenger?
He would kill it with this team, but I think Mourinho takes the cake with it.
I mean, it's Sir Alex. I'm not even.
Yeah, it's Sir Alex.
I'm not even-
If he's not in the conversation, like, of course, it's
Why?
unanimously
But
going to
why?
be Sir Alex.
It is unanimous, and
It's too
because
easy, that's why.
it's because it's unanimous because he is by far the best.
But I'm just looking at our team. What a fucking team, boys.
Let's go.
Captain, bro.
Oh,
Producer said
Okay,
captain.
captain.
Guys, just before we
Aren't
move on to the
all
captain.
these, haven't all of these been captains for their teams?
No. I don't think Salah
Salah
has
has,
Only
Salah
Salah
has-
hasn't.
KDB has, Lampard has, Kante also took the
Kante
armband.
has, Cole has, Rio
Cole,
has.
I don't know.
Rio and Vidic both had captaincy at different times.
I don't think Cole did.
Cole didn't,
Terry was there, no? Do you think Terry would let go of the captaincy?
But what about Arsenal? He was not captain for some
Oh
time.
no. Fabregas was there. Fabregas.
Youngest captain ever. Yeah. Czech was. Ronaldo was not.
Mm-hmm.
Ronaldo was not.
Henry was.
Henry was. Shit, man.
So, okay, before we come on to the captain discussion, I want to... Oh, I forgot what I wanted to say. But yeah, what I wanted to say was, this team what we put out, I've only gotten one player which is not there in my list also. So.
For me,
From my first pick, 2 players are not there.
For me, it was Henry was not there.
I'm kind of upset Rooney about the Rooney situation.
I feel bad about it.
One player only.
If we put this, then that's Rooney. We put this, then it's KDB.
Okay, let's close this then.
Who's the captain? I don't know who the captain.
Just because of what Poe said of the amount of egos that are coming in, it has to be this guy.
No, but
no, I don't think
can't
he's
handle
captain
the egos.
material for this.
He can. He'll just smile at you.
No, that doesn't work. They'll still walk away with it.
I'll tell you what would actually happen in this situation. What Sir Alex would do.
He would make Kante captain.
No, he would just make the keeper the
Keeper
captain.
captain.
Yeah, he'd just make Czech the captain. And Czech is not a bad shout for a captain.
He was captain for a
Yeah,
long
but
time.
Yeah.
You have crazy captains in midfield.
See, for me, I would put
Vidic
Czech or Lampard.
Lampard, yeah.
Yeah,
He's a
Lampard
very good
is
shot.
Czech or Lampard. I would actually put Lampard.
Lampard is a good
Lampard
shout.
is the first name I was thinking about, so I'm good with that.
With Lampard, oh?
Yeah.
No, now I don't want to put him.
Put it, man!
Captain.
And with this team, maybe Lampard can become a better coach also under Sir Alex.
No, that's not happening.
Yeah.
Nothing can be
You're
Hey
hoping
guys,
too much.
This is our all-time Premier League 11. We have
Petr
Cech as our goalkeeper. Right back is Kyle Walker. Our physical centre back is Vidic. Our technical centre back is Rio Ferdinand. Our left back is Ashley Cole. Our number 6 is Kante. Our number 8 is Lampard. Our number 10 is Kevin De Bruyne. Our right wing unanimously was Mo Salah. Our left wing unanimously was Cristiano. And our striker is Thierry Henry. What do you guys think about this team? Let us know, and do share your all-time Premier League 11 as well. Let's see how close it is to us. Till then, bye. See you.